Obviously didn't do much yesterday. Is that you just keeping him under wraps for now?
Yeah, the medical staff saying he's not ready yet, so we just did some shooting on the side, pulled up well this morning, so we'll put him into the mix today.
Does he do the full session? What sort of expectations do you have on him?
Hopefully, yeah. He might finish a little bit early just to make sure he's not fatigued, but yeah, we'll push him through it.
Must have been pretty minor hamstring then, was it, Trev?
Yeah, look, it was the last 10 minutes of practice before the Cairns game. He just felt a little bit of a twinge, so it was good that he came off early, and yeah, we put a scan and there was a little bit of blood there, so he wouldn't have been able to play. So hopefully it's okay now.
How do you plan for your week when you get to this stage and you still don't 100% know that he's in? What have you been thinking?
Welcome to professional sport, isn't it? So, look, Bryce is a big part of what we do, and it was pleasing to get through it last weekend. We scored, 93 points without Bryce. So the guys have confidence that if he doesn't play, we can still put the scoreboard lighted up. So hopefully we can do that a little bit over New Zealand with him in the team.
Was that the positive out of everything, that everyone stepped up and took responsibility and helped to turn the season back around?
Yeah, it was just playing for 40 minutes. You know, we've been playing great basketball for about 30 and we're having that one quarter lap, so it was good to, you know, play at a really good level and playing against a good team that, you know, had a great win last night.
Trev, do you have to plan for a long flight over there and then the short turnaround, an early game that Bryce might train well today, but then he might not pull up that well? How do you take that into account?
Yeah, we'll look at it tomorrow morning, but yeah, look, it is a long trip and we'll stay on WA time. We seem to have a little bit of success with that, and it's I think it's a 2 o'clock local starting time, which is 9 o'clock in the morning our time. So a little bit different than what we're doing and playing at night time over there, but look, the guys are used to playing that long trip and really putting all those excuses out of the way and making sure their body's right for the game.
It's really a smash and grab operation. Like, you're barely in New Zealand.
I like that.
What's the thinking there?
Oh, look, we've played pretty well against New Zealand so far this year and had a good win earlier this year against them over there. So we know that they're a high intensity team. They want to get out and run a fair bit. So our bigs are going to have a really big challenge here to make sure we're getting plenty of the ball.
When you talk about Bryce Cotton's hamstring, how's Damo's middle finger?
Yeah, well, you know, I think yesterday he said he's played most of the time with an injury sometime and onwards. It's just one of those things. Look, he'll get through practice with that, and it's the same with Tarico getting through. We just want to get back nice and healthy, so we've got 11 guys fit and healthy out there, and I think today's the first time in 2 weeks we've had a full lineup.
Tarico was sort of rested a fair bit yesterday's practice. Was that just basically because of Bryce as well, obviously getting back in and making sure that Tarico's fresh?
Yeah, exactly right. He just he played a lot of minutes. I don't think he came off in the second half at all. So it was make sure short turnaround and long flights to Cairns, back here and now to New Zealand, just making sure we're on top of his physicality.
In terms of the 9 AM start, how far do you guys have to travel to get to the stadium from where you stay, and what time do they get up? What time do they have to be at the stadium and stuff?
Oh, geez, I'll get Josh out here, and Josh, that's all the stuff. But I think it's a 2 o'clock game. We usually get a couple of hours before the game, so we'll get there at noon New Zealand time. So what's that, 7 o'clock in the morning? So it is what it is. It's not ideal world, but it's just part and parcel of playing the NBL.
You said your biggest going to have a lot of work to do. They haven't had as much work to do recently, but gone a bit smaller. So Brant and Jervis, what's been the reasoning for going a bit smaller, and how much will they need to do this weekend? Yeah,
well, Long's a quality player. You know, I just have nightmares of him alley-ooping all the time, and Wesley's a handful on the block. So they're two legitimate guys that can really score, and our big guys are going to have to do a great job on them.
So has it been their form that's had them more having less time on court recently, or has it been the way that the smaller guys have been going?
Oh, a bit of both. It's you know, we've got flexibility with Reece can play the 4 and the 5, and Nick Kay can do that as well. So now with Bryce coming back, that's something that we might look at, going a little bit of small ball out there. But you know, our big guys have done a really good job so far, and we'll back them in.
How important is it getting Long out of the paint offensively, and getting a guy playing small ball like that and getting away from the ring because he's such a good shot blocker?
Oh yeah, and just his athleticism. You know, he might be the most athletic big guy in our league, and throw the ball anywhere near the rim, he's going to finish it. So we've done a good job in the past for most of the time, and just making sure he doesn't get too hot too early.
Just speaking on Damo, he's playing 300 games this weekend. You were speaking about his injuries. It's pretty impressive considering the amount of injuries he's had to actually get to 300 games.
Oh, without a question. That's one of the things that we've really taken care of the last couple of years, is making sure his body's okay and reduced practice here so he's on the court. And he's just a great leader out there. You know, he's inspires and leads by his performance out in the court, and he takes personal pride every time he gets scored on. You can actually see his face grimace that, you know, if he gets scored on, he's mad at himself, and that's what makes him such a great player and a great leader out there. And it's you know, it's a happy occasion for him. Hopefully we can give him the result he deserves.
Do you use it at all? Do you mention it? Do you try to inspire? Like,
not until you guys brought it up then. So.
Well, is it something you would normally do?
Oh, it's more so after it, but yeah, we'll recognise him. We respect Damo, and he's our captain, and you know, we want to make sure he's playing first and foremost. That he's playing, gets through practice and play, and you know, and put that effort on the table for him.
Trev, he's got the highest standing here at the club, but where does he stand and what he's been able to achieve rate in Australian basketball? Obviously, captain here, Boomers, there's 4 championships, the defensive player 6 times. I mean, it's an incredible resume. Oh,
without a question, and just the level he's played. He's a low-scoring, well, non-scoring defender that won the league finals MVP. You know, there'll be a statue out here one day for him. It's, I'm sure of it. He's just a class act, and we just want to make sure his body's okay for it. And 6-time NBL Defensive Player of the Year. You know, he's writing records all the time, and he can back it up with his performance. It's not smokescreen with him, and it's you know, it's a true testament to get through his injuries, all his knees, his ankles, his Achilles and fingers, and broken jaw. Comes back after, you know, 14 days and plays. It's just you know, it's a tribute to him, and I'm you know, excited for him for the 300.
Is he one of the best this country's produced?
Look, you're going right through the whole lot. He's going to be one of the best Wildcats, and obviously he's got the records of the NBL. He's certainly one of the best guys that I've ever had the pleasure of coaching, and hopefully he's still got a little bit in the tank.
Just a quick one last one, New Zealand. We've seen 2 teams from New Zealand this year. They can be dominant, but they can also be quite flat on nights. Have you guys, how much of a danger game is this, especially going over there?
Well, it's all the danger game when you're playing New Zealand in a short turnaround. So we've got a lot of respect for them. We know they can get off, and Corey Webster's coming off the bench, and you know, he's anything over half court he can get in. So we've got a lot of respect for them. They've got quality players there, and we're going to have to be on our A game to come close to it.